Hi there guys, my name is Nataloon, and welcome back to The Letter. Now, my voice is a lot better than it was in the last episode. I've been trying to take care of it and drinking lots and lots and lots and lots of tea. Whew. But I kept having coughing fits, and my apologies for that. That was no fun. But it seems like the crew is getting teamed up on this issue. And I like that, because it means that things are going to pick up more. Ultimately, his mouth presses into a thin line and he nods.
Alright, stay safe, Zach.
Basically, I was telling him, hey, you can't keep me out of, trouble. He stumbles onto the sidewalk and allows the afternoon crowd to swallow him whole. I like to think the tiny gleam in his eyes was the closest we can get to optimism in this situation. Whether that alone will be enough to give me a peaceful sleep tonight remains to be said. Night falls, and despite my best attempts, sleep continues to elude me. Same. With her image still stuck in my head, flashing every few moments, it catches me off guard, with Ma's lullaby still echoing my ears, no longer the soft tune it once was. And the terrible gnawing at the pit of my stomach. It's no wonder I can't bring myself to drift off even for a little while. It's not as if there's a complete lack of things to do while waiting for sleep to come, if it ever will. And at 2:45 in the morning, I find myself cleaning my photography equipment for no other reason than just to pass the time. I've been there, you just can't sleep so you clean. Or do something random. Oh, I don't like the cinematic. It makes me nervous. Though, if I'm gonna be honest, it's not the night terrors that are keeping me wide awake tonight. The anxiety and the hope I'll hear from Ash and Isabella soon. And for what's perhaps the 42nd time, my eyes shift over to the end of the table where my phone lies still. I've not heard from them since they left. They haven't promised a call, of course, but a small part of me wishes they would have common sense. The very least. Waiting is a tough game, and with the concerns stretching out the minutes far longer than usual, it's impossible for more unpleasant thoughts not to enter my mind. Moreover, it does not help that when the clock finally strikes 3, my hand stills. I knew it was gonna happen! Ah! Oh god! There's gonna be a thing, and I'm gonna die. It'll be a complete and utter lie to say my heart didn't leap straight to my throat in a brief second. My whole body has gone motionless, ears straining for any further sounds. A couple of tense seconds pass. Nothing. Of course, with how old the building I'm staying in, power fluctuations ain't anything new. Every now and then this would happen, leaving the few tenants in a rather bad mood. Nothing unusual anymore after a few years living here, but this time, a sudden hush brings with it a stillness that raised the hair at the back of my neck, set my heart beating hard against my chest. Something reeks in the air, and in an instant, this place is no longer home. It's a prison. Every rational fiber in my being screams at me to leave. I force myself to swallow and keep a clear head as I lay down all my cleaning tools and begin gathering together the rest of my things scattered about on the table. Camera's body, lenses, filters, diffuser, phone, anything my hand could reach. But the resulting panic, like in the nightmares, it's the scent. Oh, my finger clamped tightly to the camera, holding it closer to my body, as if the tiny thing would provide enough protection to whatever it is with me in the room. It won't. But it's the only comfort I have. And knowing that whoever she is, she once had been human. I'm gonna save this right now. I'm gonna save this right now. Just in case. Perhaps not all of it is gone. Perhaps some of it's still there.
Hello? I know you're in here.
What do you want?
Something moves behind me. A soft scuttling over the walls, followed by the squelch and painful creaking of what can only be rotten flesh and broken bones. Without hesitation, I whirl around, my fingers and camera ready, patiently waiting for another movement.
I can help you. Whatever it is that keeps you here, I can help. That's what the letter's for, ain't it? You don't have to keep taking people's lives.
It would be a call for help, wouldn't it? It does say help me. I'm scared. There's a brief moment of silence after, and for a short while, I think my plea has worked. I don't know. Then with no warning, the shuffling resumes, and along with it, the sobs of a woman. Just must look around, press spacebar to take a picture. Oh, I can look down? The light flashes fleetingly one last time, allowing me to glimpse of her grotesque, misshapen features before it's once again lost in the darkness. All of a sudden, her tune changes. No longer a soft cry, but a high-pitched shriek, brimming with pain, grief, and anger. Every ounce of courage I've mustered flees from my body at the sound, and the next thing I know, my hand is gripping the knob, and I'm wrenching the door open. Her wails follow me as I flee into the night. Ooh. Pacing has always been more of Ashton's thing than mine. When I want to think, I sit and let the minutes tick by until an idea comes to mind or my pulse settles down. And yet, dried leaves and twigs crack under my shoes as I make another pass at him. Oh man, terror is too mild to describe what this is. There's no way in hell I'm going back. Whatever she is, pleading won't work. The moment we saw that letter, she's been after us.
But I can't run. Not this.
Not this time? Really? Nearly 2 hours have gone by since I left the comfort of my room for the solitude of the park. 2 excruciating hours since I've started making calls. No one's answering. Not even Rebecca, who's always kept her phone line open in case other people need her. Or Isabella, who frequently checks hers for any messages, readily responds as soon as she can afford. It does not help that Ash hasn't said a word where he went off to as well.
Damn it!
They went
I
to
should have asked him
Ermengarde
before I
Mansion.
let him leave.
I bet you. Knowing him, he can be anywhere. But there's really only one place he'll likely be at this time. Knew it! The sun has already peaked over the horizon when I make it to the mansion. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I got there. The tenses in the translation keep getting mixed up. There's Ashton, first and foremost. Part of me wishes that my assumptions are correct and he's really somewhere close by on a stakeout. But I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. And even after I've made a round of the immediate vicinity, I could find neither hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal is here. He can't be too far if he's really here. If he is, he would have already noticed me by now. Instead, there's only silence. Kind too quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen asleep with the rest of the mansion, oblivious to what's happening around it. A small island of stillness in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of Anselm feels at odds with the rest of Luxburn. While the city is alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsating with life, the village remains unmoving, unchanged. It's not surprising the legend still lives up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hallowed halls. And beyond me, the mansion looms ominously. But now ain't the time for fear. Even if Ash is not here, I've still got to let the Wrights know what I've seen. What's in their home. And whatever grievance Ash has with them, it doesn't matter. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. And I'm sure Isabella would want the same thing. I head straight for their door without a second thought. It takes a few rings, but the sound loud above the foreboding stillness... the sound loud above the foreboding stillness before I hear footsteps on the other side.
Bennett, only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour.
Ouch!
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
That guy is real sour. Before long... Ooh, his aura is nasty. Dude, you got some issues. Before long, the door swings widely open with Mr. Luke Wright standing behind it. Seething would be a complete understatement to describe him. Excuse me. Like this, I've got no doubt why Ash would find him a suspect.
You? How the hell did you get in here?
I'm outside the house. I knocked and you opened the door. So, if I get in, your fault.
What in 7 hells do you want?
Why 7?
It's bloody 6 in the morning!
I'd be pissed too.
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time. Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't. Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep. Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
Before I can get a word in, he slams the door in my face and bolts it shut with much finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. Maybe if it was Mrs. Wright. Who am I kidding? There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. Then again, I didn't believe Isabella when she warned us. And now I'm here, desperately trying to save people, even if I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do so. Is this what they call karma? If so, this is one horrible way of turning things around. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fears, making them feel useless.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house? Listening, watching, or whatever it is that you spirits do? What did they do to you? I can help you, you know? If it'll let you move on, I'll gladly do so. You don't have to kill anyone.
Nothing. I don't even know who I'm talking to, or if a sane person is supposed to be doing that. Well, you find out who the dead person is, and then you salt and burn their bones. The only thing I got after is a feeling of foolishness washing over me. Or perhaps this is just me losing my mind. Out of other options and any other ideas, I let my hand slide off the door's surface and fall listlessly to my sides. I can go back to Luxburn. Try to find the others. Try to get out of this mess with them. Or let them know how much in deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Either way, my loitering here ain't helping at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few more minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. It's quite a distance to Luxburn, but if I hurry, I'll reach it in maybe... The rustling stops as soon as I turn around and strain my ears for any other movement around me.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he's here, and I've missed him earlier. Already my feet is moving in search for him for the second time. Won't hurt to double check. Triple check even. With how big the property is, he can be anywhere. If things ain't so urgent, if they ain't so dire that lives are at stake, I'd probably have waited for him to show up again.
But damn it! He needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
That is not just a petty criminal he can simply throw in jail. That is something beyond the authority of his police badge could ever give him. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero, sit down, and chill. My breathing comes in short, shallow rasps by the time I make it back to where I started. Still no sign of him, and I'm beginning to think I'm just wasting my time here. But that's when I hear it. I'd recognize that melody in a heartbeat. It's Ma's favorite song. I listen for a while, trying to gauge where exactly from the house it's coming from. My feet start moving before I can stop them. And there's as I circle a corner, from a room on the first floor, a single window is open, but I can't make out whoever's inside. However, I'm sure the singing comes from there. Still, why I'll hear an old tune here of all places, I won't know. It's not an obscure song by all means, but it is pretty rare to find someone who knows this. And for some reason, death seems to follow this song around. Panic lodges itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever's humming might be, I don't want to be a pessimist now, but on the off chance that it is Miss Wright.
Shit.
I shouldn't just barge in there. I can put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me so in the exact same words. Oh. Might even write me a dissertation why this is a bad idea if he ain't so lazy. But damn it, god damn it. It sounds like a trick. 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 Oh god. Oh god. Okay. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The half that has spent too much time looking around for Ash. Or too much time around Ash. It's right, though, the reasonable part. If I do force my way in and find something unpleasant, how am I gonna fight back? With a camera? No matter where you look at it, that's simply asking for a painful death.
I have a better chance if I find Ash. What is he snooping about?
Perhaps I should try the forest? Make a round farther in the gardens? Not a sound plan, but it's better than nothing. The woman's soft sobs have subsided. Say that 5 times fast. Now by some means. Almost inaudible to the point where I'm wondering if I truly heard what I heard. I didn't get to dwell on much on it, though, because right in that moment, my phone rings. Sharp notes cutting and piercing through the thick quietude. I clamp a hand over it, pressing the button before the speakers are close to my ear.
Are you?
Yeah. I only caught the tail end of the person's greeting on the other side, but I know the voice well enough.
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even... No, wait. Just get your ass here at Isabella's place, and hurry.
I shift my gaze into the mansion, specifically at the window I heard the cries from. There's nothing of it now. Not even echoes.
How urgent is this?
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
That gives me a pause. It's a rare thing for him to take on that tone.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two, tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
I rush back to my bike as soon as the call ends. Without another look, I leave the mansion along with its haunting melodies and grim echoes behind. There are more important things than my own curiosity and impulses. I'm not gonna do the accent. I'm not gonna do her accent. The numbers are so little on the top of my screen, and they glare at me with such intensity that I can just hear their accusations. I'm late for a night out with the girls, yes, but I have a perfectly good excuse. Jeez. Considering I didn't follow typical office hours, they really can't expect me to be able to just go as I please at 5:30 on the dot. The client is, first and foremost, my priority. I have to sit tight when my personal assistant, Chris, tells me we have a big one coming up, and that I shouldn't miss this one. He knows a lot more on who's who than what's what than when it comes to these socialites, and I trust that judgment call. I really don't have time for rich people, their drama and their politics. These sort who are born with silver spoons in their mouths and who are used to wagging their silver tongues about. That was a mouthful. I let him handle the negotiating with them for the most part. Why else would I have hired him? But he told me I'd receive a message about it in an hour. An hour
Now,
ago.
if only he has the full shilling when it comes to the time.
Come on, I have a social life too, you know. To an extent. Sort of. Pressing my head against the table, I try to stave off an oncoming headache when the notification for a new email pops up. All I'm expecting is, hey, looks like a good project I found. Go send them a design, or something like that, really. This is how it often goes. Even with these rich, jammy clients who's heard of me from their equally rich, jammy friends, I can't expect them to hire me right off the bat. Which is all well and good and reasonable. We figure out what they want and send them my portfolio, my drafts for their projects, my rates, and hope for the best. This is a big client, Marianne. I'll babysit Beruthiel for you. Just please take this one project. I promise this person is huge in Luxburn. Mr. Parker, this is a formal request to secure the services of Marianne McCulloch, hereinafter called the Designer. As authorized by Hannah Wright, hereinafter called the Client. For interior design work at Ermengarde Mansion, Luxburn, blah blah blah, United Kingdom. The client hopes to have the designer there on 21st of October, Friday, with the time pending. But as I open the mail and see that I have been requested by the client specifically, well, I certainly didn't expect that. It's pretty straightforward, too. Anyone else would probably be excited. They would be working with the Hannah Wright. She's just one of those rich socialites that everybody loves to talk about, no matter how hard I try to tune such nonsense out. It would have been enough for me to reply an affirmative to Chris and leave, but he has never pleaded for me to take on a project before. We've worked with big personalities in the past, celebrities, bankers, and even a few politicians. My PA had been indifferent about those. So the question bounced about my skull before I spy one of the email attachments. A newspaper clipping from the Luxburn Daily's business news section. Boasting the headline, Wright Enterprise donates £2.5 million to refuge. It certainly caused quite a stir back then. Apparently they had invited businessmen and socialites everywhere in the guise of it being some big business announcement.
2.5 mil and an expensive-looking party to boot. These people sure know how to throw their money around.
Rich people. Not that I should be so callous. They're gonna do a lot of good and help a community of people with all those pounds. I, of all people, shouldn't criticize such acts whether they were for show or not. At the very least, I know they'll be able to pay my rates. The headline out of the way, however, I find myself staring at the picture that came along with the clipping. Because, wow. Here I am expecting a sour old woman in a blazer and skirt, but the woman that was plastered on the front page looked like she belongs on the front page of the entertainment section, or even, if I'm to be crass, as the pinup for a glamour. Okay, I'll be real here. A men's magazine. She sure knows how to rock that dress. Well, she's beautiful. Wait. Her hair. Her eyes and her lips. She can't be her. And at the same time, she is her. Only several years older. She looks just like... No, come on, Mac. The world is full of pretty blondes. It's just a coincidence. With a shake of my head, I snap out of it and reach out for my phone when it buzzes, nearly falling off my chair in the process. Who else would be on the other line but the very people waiting
Oh,
for me?
piss. I'm so sorry, Cam. I'm on my way.
That's what I say. Yet, I still don't move from my chair, face flushed and heart racing. I can only stare until I can will myself to reply that, yes, I'm accepting the assignment. And it takes even more time for me to just close the image, shut down the computer and leave. Even then, it has already burned its image into my head, no matter how much I wish it would just disappear. Makes me eager for the alcohol and the company. Makes me eager for anything that can help me forget. It's a good thing that the nearest pub is just a hop, skip, and a jump from here. The Galway Shawl. Oh yeah, I forgot she's Irish. As it is called by those who frequented the place, it's the only decent Irish pub in this county. You can pretty much tell that someone is new if they call it by its official name, the Crawl Bar. My home away from home ever since I moved to Luxburn. Well, that is when I'm not cooped up in my condo and working anyway. It has good alcohol, good company, and thank God and St. Cecilia, good music. Crowd favorites like Bothy Noise and High Wesleyman Men and Second Fusion Orchestra are often played. Not to mention the singing. I love singing. That's my girl! We can hang. Anyone could just break out into a drinking song, and the others in the pub were just wonderful that they'd just start singing along. And doing so while intoxicated is the best of ways to go about it. Hey, it's a win-win as long as I don't puke in the middle of the chorus, and as long as I can get home in one piece at the end of the day. And tonight is karaoke night. What better time than try and sing all my worries away? That's what my intoxicated brain tells me.
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am. And in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave.
Pretty voice. But drinking only reminds me of my home, and the thought of home makes me think of her.
But in the depths of...
That's enough. It makes me nauseous. Or nauseated, yet it sickens me that the smallest reminder of her can cause me such grief.
I'll fight for...
I'm good. I love singing, it's a bit indulgent right now. Why did I go Irish? Of course, that might be the booze. Any other day, I would have scolded myself for drinking so much.
I lied to the Lord.
Nope. But I already have a client, and we'll be having our first little meet and greet in a few
Coward
days.
is it? Because people can't...
Nope. Can you stop? I want to at least enjoy this night, get over the hangover tomorrow, and return to being a prim and proper professional after.
That song was for Cam, our lucky bride-to-be. So give her a hand, Galway Shawl.
Considering the state I'm in, one can excuse my smug grin as cheers and applause rise among the pub's patrons. Because possibly off-key public singing aside, I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. And that's a good reason as any to belt out in front of these strangers. With good drinks and good friends, there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight. And I forget for a short while. Everyone's
And
got
that
their
song was
demons.
brought to you by Marianne McCullough, everyone! A round of applause!
Oh, God, the shrill voices.
That was so good. You rock, Marianne.
Oh, please stop. You're just saying that.
You know neither of us
super
can hold a
flash.
tune, Marianne. A toast to our shameless drunk singer. May your drinks forever flow and your notes be ever lovely.
If anyone deserves a toast tonight, that's Cam. Finally sealed the deal after 3 years, eh?
Only
Read 'em and wait, bitches.
Kamala's diamond engagement ring gleams as she holds it up for the world to see. She has reasons to be proud. 3 years of living together, and her boyfriend finally asked her the big question. Obviously, she said
Don't
yes.
get too attached to that ring or the one after, sweetie. I was wearing a wedding ring not so long ago, and look at where I am. But enough of me being a downer. Cheers to a happy engagement!
Jeez. Of course, if something like Haruna's divorce were to happen, I'd be there for Cam. Just as Cam had been there for me, acting more than just my yoga instructor. I can't be happier for my friend right now.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Well, we both will be there for Cam, won't we? Haruna and I. Haruna's it's been a real bad year for her ever since her divorce. She's such a nice person, even loaning me money to open a studio, and she didn't deserve what her husband had pulled. I'm happy she's smiling again and pigging out like she used to. I think we've all missed our Japanese firecracker. We met in yoga class, something I joined to keep myself in shape and, well, honestly, so I could make friends when I had moved to Lexburn. Clearly it worked like a charm, and it definitely didn't have anything to do with the fact that I brought along my lucky D20 die with me for the first day. No, sir. I love these girls so
What about you, Marianne? You're 30 years old and you still haven't got yourself a man.
And you guys know I have a very busy schedule. I don't have time for that.
Oh, come on! That's a lame excuse and you know it! You need a man who'll take care of you and you need it now! Maybe some hunk who'll be your house hubby while you rake in the dough.
I'm quite capable of taking care of myself. Who needs a Mr. Right?
Hey, look at me. I'm Marian McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma, but I can't get myself a date.
That's very low wisdom and charisma for a cleric. I mentioned druids and demons once! Once! They don't even know the rules or understand what the numbers mean. And I certainly am not some sort of holy person. I am a far cry from a miracle worker, and I barely have the willpower to fight off demons, especially my own.
Actually, maybe she isn't looking for a Mr. Right, but a Mrs. Right. Oh, my Marianne, we still love you even if you're in the closet.
That would explain some things. How do you know you don't have a ring anymore? Maybe you two can be together and I don't have to worry about my best girls being alone.
What are you on about? There's nothing to explain.
But the more I deny, the louder they tease until the other people in the pub start to watch. It doesn't help at all when Haruna drapes her arm over my shoulders
Will
and
I be
leans
all
in.
yours then? Will you be making me feel like a woman?
Oh my goodness. I know that they're just kidding around, but this doesn't make me comfortable in the slightest. So when Kamala notices my silence and Haruna sees the expression on my face, they stop. And when the awkward air settles over us, the rest of the pub goes back to whatever they were doing before the whole thing ever happened. They probably won't even remember it when they wake up with massive hangovers anyway.
Sorry.
Me too.
Hey, no hard feelings, right?
I raise my glass, and they smile, and we drink. There's no need to say more. We're all definitely far too drunk tonight. Eventually, the fun times end. It is a weekday, after all. And with Haruna being a nurse, she still has to get ready for her next shift. Cam also has a loving fiancé waiting for her at home, and really didn't have to make a fuss about having left some buns in the oven when she took off earlier. Really, I understand. I was the one who insisted, who was determined to get pissed drunk anyway. Moving to the bar, I sit. Excuse me. Alone at last. Alone with a stranger. I haven't seen him here before. Obviously not a regular. He hasn't said a word, just sits there, savoring his drink. And with his whiskey served neat in one hand and a lighter in the other, doesn't seem like he's noticed me yet. Maybe I should go before he does look my way. Because he was pretty and he was blonde. And those two things plus alcohol never did me any good. A thought too late. Judging by the way his flushed face and the dazed look in his eyes, he's as pissed drunk as I am. But whereas I feel like keeling over, he looks like he's still ready to take the catwalk by storm. Really, he just has the air of one of those men who think they own the world.
Hello there, sexy. Please don't stand up on my account. I already like what I see.
Very, very drunk and very, very sleazy.
Fancy a drink? It'll be on me.
No. But then again, I might be pleasantly surprised if he proves me wrong.
Want some between
No.
the sheets? Sex on the beach? I'm talking cocktails, of course.
Fat chance. But it doesn't matter. We both know how to play this game. There are two different ways for the night to end. One thing or another is going to happen. What? The question is, what do
Oh
I want
no,
to do?
that's fine. I'd rather order some blue balls or some AMF if you don't mind.
He looks like he's about to say some witty retort, but stops himself and downs the rest of his whiskey. I order a mint julep, he gets another whiskey, and we start the customary small talk. Of course, the saying, ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies, goes without saying. We ask nothing about each other, offering up falsehoods to establish a strenuous fake connection between two strangers at a pub, if only to pass the time. Whiskey, as I have come to call him, is supposedly 21 years old, single, takes care of his sick mother, and is a manager of some sort. Manager of what? I didn't care to listen to the details. Meanwhile, Mint, as he has come to call me, is 29 and I'm... what did I say I was again? Oh yes, I told him that I was a professional chocolate taster, because fuck it. If I'm going to lie about what my job is, might as well make it fun. It is pretty decent chat between two pretty drunk strangers. Maybe it's just me, but we might as fucking well expend the tiniest amount of effort in pretending there's something meaningful in this meeting. Would have been nice, too, if it was just left at that. But during a lull in the conversation, he brings it up.
You know, I've never been with a woman taller than me.
And if it gives me a choice, you never will be. And to think he might have been different from the rest.
Never have and never will, whiskey.
There you go. There
Can we
you
go back to the history of chocolates? Did you know that chocolate candy was introduced in 19th century England as a healthier
She's trying to
alternative to
bore him to
alcohol?
St. Lucy was the most beautiful woman of her time. She had men come to the four corners of the world to see the pure light of her exquisite green eyes. If she were so lucky, anyway.
No, enough of the history lesson. Come on, Mint. You know and I know what you came here for.
To get drunk. Though not every suitor was gallant, she was no fool. She had known that sooner or later she wouldn't be able to defend her chastity.
Come on. There must be something that gets you going.
He's a creep. So she had taken out a knife and gouged out her own eyes.
There is something, but I don't think you can handle it.
Impressed with her devotion, God restored her eyes and made them more beautiful than before. He has a peculiar sense of humor, hasn't he? Because that only meant suitors kept going after Lucy, and she kept her eyes in a chalice to scare them away.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can handle whatever it is.
St. Lucy, help me. Help me turn away from sin. Help me with my own
My
blind
place isn't too far from here. I won't take care of you if it ends up being too much for you. And no one will be able to hear you if you try to scream. You sure you want to go down that road, pretty boy?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm very disappointed. But then again, that's me metagaming. The best thing about having my condo so close to the pub is the ease of access. As long as I can stand and walk, I can make it home. Maybe I'd need help from a kind neighbor or two to help me with the last leg of if I've really gone overboard on the alcohol. But I always meet at home. Sometimes with company. Of course, that always comes with complications, especially with the real clingy ones. But it isn't anything a good tip about stalkers to the building security can't fix. Oh. I'm always nervous, though, even if this isn't the first time I've done this. And the first few minutes when we enter my room are the first few agonizing minutes, where I try not to panic. Okay, Mac, so far so good. Don't let him smell your fear under that liquid courage. He'll leave sooner or later, and I'll never have to see him again, just like every other man before him. I'd like to say to myself that the men I've brought to my place were more scared than I was, yet there's no fear when I look into Whiskey's eyes, only delight. When he starts touching me, I don't even hesitate when I push him against the door. Roughness is to be expected. And as long as he sticks to the script, everything will go smoothly. We'll have our little tumble in the sheets, he'll leave, and we'll forget about it. If somebody asked what I really wanted, I would have told them that I wanted a bed of roses, chocolates, and music, maybe in an Irish castle. But all I really want is her. That's never going to be a reality. That was my fault, of course. Because I was afraid. Because I was a coward. They would never hold a candle up to her. She was the light of my life. And I had to let her go. I can't even be bothered at the thought of her. Just the single thought of her makes my resolve to see this affair through waver. Oh. Yeah, what is it now? What's it gonna be, Marianne? Set to sex or not to sex? Well, knowing this situation, not to sex.
We're both drunk.
And
This is wrong. Don't you think it's a bit fucked up that we're about to have sex and we're just calling each other by the drinks that we had? How messed up are we?
Doll, shut up with the ethics and morality talk. It is seriously putting me out of the mood.
Good.
If you want to leave now, Whiskey, I understand. I mean, with how smashed you are, it'd probably be best for you to sleep the night unless you want to be mugged. But I won't stop you. And this isn't going to happen.
Bloody hell.
Cock blocked! Haha! Of course, he's annoyed at me for putting off our night of sexual congress. But no means no. And beyond spewing a few profanities under his breath, he surprisingly simmers down soon enough. I was worried for a moment he might try forcing something. Instead, he makes a show of fixing his suit and smoothing down his hair, before making himself comfortable in the nearest seat he could find.
What are you doing then? You have a guest in your home. Put the damn kettle on. Dandelion tea if you have it. But I suppose all you have are those shitty tea bags from the store.
If it isn't for the absurdity of this turn of events, I would have flipped him off for thinking I have no taste. But in the end, I just laugh. All I got are the cans of Korean ginseng and lemon balm, though. No dandelion. Without a second thought, I do wet the tea. That's 3 minutes to get the kettle to a boil. 3 minutes where we say nothing to each other. I mean, what do you even say to the guy I was going to sleep with until I changed my mind? I doubt he's in the mood to talk about the influence of Troyes on Mallory. I have no idea what that is. It's still unusual by the time we're both seated on my bed, with mugs of tea in hand.
Just so you know, whatever is going on right now is a lot stranger and fucked up than the one night stand.
We are two messed up individuals by your logic.
Everything is messed up, if you ask me. War, terrorism, famine, poverty, loved ones and loved lost. Oh, this whole world is a cesspool.
The dead air is telling when it fills the room once more. One would think that this is the perfect time to burst, to spill out about whatever issues that made us the fucked up person that we are today. And it is. But I guess some part of me would rather not put the weight of my problems on somebody else's shoulders. It wouldn't be fair to leave that to a person when I don't even know if we'll see each other again. Sooner rather than later, we both pass out on my bed, mugs left forgotten on the floor. When I wake, Whiskey is already gone. Bottle of painkillers and a note on the table are the only evidence that I wasn't alone last night. I don't even question where these are from, or just how he knew my real name. It's weird. I'm just grateful for something to help with the hangover. Might as well. I have a job to do. Alright guys, that's all the time I have for this episode. Things are kinda weird and spoopy and getting worse. And I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like this game as much as I do, and I also hope that it picks up a little bit more. But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.